What's up, crypto crew? Doing another tutorial here. Just wanted to jump into the exchanges. So first one I want to jump into is Bittrex. Now what you can see here is the CoinMarketCap website. I've jumped into the Bittrex exchange in there just to have a look, and from there you can actually see all the different active markets available there on the Bittrex exchange. So there's quite a few, and a few different coins on this one, so hence why it's probably one of my bigger ones to use. I've also got a trading bot that's connected to Bittrex, but I'll talk about that at another video. So as you can see here, 271 different markets in that exchange. So if I jump into the website from here, it's bittrex.com, and so on the front page here we can jump through, have a bit of a read up on the exchange itself, and what they support, etc. They've got all the links there for the contacts and such, but what I'm going to do is jump in now. Another login, or if you don't have an account, sign up. I'm going to sign up here, and we'll go through it step by step. So just adding a password there. I would suggest making that a strong password, just to make sure, security on these things. You don't want someone to jump in, steal everything that you've worked hard for. So agree to the terms of service and hit sign up, and usually it'll pop up with this little authenticating questionnaire. So we'll just click a few of these squares, go through. That's worked. So it will then send me an email to my inbox, so I'll go into that and click the link which will verify it. And what we'll have, it'll then give us the login button. So let's log in. Now sometimes it does pop up with this IP address detected. You can actually whitelist an IP address to say that yes, this IP address is fine. That's in the settings later on, which all you have to do is copy in the IP address shown on the screen there and paste it in the address. Now I don't have that turned on for my own accounts because I believe it has some issues then connecting with the trading bot. So I have that switched off at the moment, but if you don't have a trading bot, you can just switch that on and you shouldn't have that issue. Now if you're trying to connect from another IP address, say for example from a different location where it's connected in, or from your phone, that IP address will most likely be different. It'll bring up this screen again, and you'll need to go through to your inbox, where you'll be sent an email, and that email you'll just have a click here to log in button. So if I push that, it'll then connect through, put in the details again, and you can remember me if that's what you want. Log in, and we're in. So the first thing I do for anything related to cryptocurrency, go in, turn on the Authenticator and link that through to that Google Authenticator account, and that way it just adds an extra layer of security. For those who haven't used it, it's like a 6-pin number that continually refreshes every, I believe it's every 10-15 seconds, something like that. It's unique to your phone that you have that installed on. That way no one else can enter your account without providing that 6-number code, and because it's continually changing, it makes it very, very difficult to actually guess those numbers. So what I'm going to do is just quickly show you in the settings here. So the summary will come up for starters, and in here you can see your username, account type, and what you can and can't trade in. So here, because I've just set the account up, the account type is new. What you want to do is upgrade that account to basic or to the next level of being enhanced verification. So the basic account will ask you for your normal details like your name, date of birth, etc. They need to be filled in properly. It does take a small amount of time for the basic verification to be completed. Once that's done, you're then allowed to trade with the digital tokens. So that basically allows you to trade Bitcoin to Ethereum or Ethereum to any of the little coins. The only thing you won't be able to do is the fiat trading against the US dollar, or the marginal trading. So the other thing it does affect is your withdrawal limit. I can't withdraw anything until I've done the basic upgrade or the enhanced, and enabled the 2-factor authentication. So that's all on the side here. You've got your password, your 2-factor authentication, which you would open up your phone, which you would then scan that barcode on the screen, and that'll add to the list. So on the list there, I've got the number, I've got a secret key which I'm not going to show you guys, but I'll write it down myself somewhere. And then in this code here, I'll paste the 6-digit code from the Authenticator. Enable 2-factor, and that'll take a second. So I've got another email which has been sent through. It sent me an email to my email address that basically just says click the link and it'll activate it as well. So if I show that there, so asking for that 6 digits again, I'm going to do that again and enable. Okay, now that's turned on. The only other couple things I'll show you here in the settings, the API keys, which are set around pushing data in and out of Bittrex to another application, and the only thing I use that for currently is to connect my trading bot. That allows the trading bot, which you can see there, that machine there, basically sends information through to Bittrex to say I'm requesting information about each of these coins. It sends the information back. The computer works out algorithms to then say, okay, when's the best time to buy and sell, and it'll then send a buy order back through to Bittrex, and I guess hopefully purchase those coins if the price is at the right value. So most people, unless you have a trading bot or some other type of unless you have a trading bot, you most likely won't jump into the API keys, but just to show you what's in there. you would add your keys in here, and then you would have to switch it on with Authenticator as well. So like I was saying earlier, the IP address whitelisting, that's where you would add your IP address, set it, that way it'll know it's you every time. And then, so here in the withdrawal whitelist, you can set up to allow certain currencies to only go to certain addresses. That's only if you need to set it up that way, which I'll show you when you try to do a withdrawal. It'll ask you for addresses, and here it would only accept certain ones, just to make sure that if someone somehow gets into your account, they would only be able to send a certain currency to a certain address anyway. There's just some quick notifications there if you want to receive certain info to your email address about when you've logged in, or when certain things happen, so you can turn those on and off as you like, and that's basically the settings there. We also have the wallet, order and lab, so I'm just going to go through quickly on the wallet. What it'll show here is all the different balances for the coins. So I've got nothing in here at the moment, so everything's going to show up at 0, but if you open it right up, you would see all the different coins in there. Now everything that's in there will have the currency name, its symbol, what your balance is, pending deposits, so if something's actually coming through, so you've sent Bitcoin into this account, it will sit there in pending until it's confirmed on the blockchain and then move into your available balance. And yeah, so at the end of the day, everything will go back to that BTC value, so it will show you all of them here, and then per each of the coins, and then the estimated value in BTC for your entire portfolio in Bittrex, and also in the US dollar. Across on the side, there's the last thing is just the change in percentage there, so you'll be able to see, okay, this one went up 20%, maybe I should look into it, see if it's good to sell. You just have to go by, have a look that way as well if you want to use that as a bit of a guide. You can search by coin, so if you wanted to look for something, you can type in some letters, and you would see from there a less of the coins showing on the list, a bit easier to read. If you've got a lot of smaller coins, you might have a large list. So your deposits and its withdrawals on the other side, so pending, and also the history, they'll just stay in there. You'll be able to see what you've put in, what you've taken out. So if you jump across into orders, the orders will show any of the buy or sell orders that you've done. So for example, if you've purchased a coin, it'll show the times, the dates, what market it was. So for example, a market would be from Bitcoin to basic attention token, or from Bitcoin to Civic, or whatever it might be. Then it'll show all the prices, how much units being coins you've actually purchased, and then what the total costs of that will be, and that'll sit in the Bitcoin as well, so it'll be at a Bitcoin value. So easy to see if you have a buy and a sell order next to each other, you'll be able to see, okay, I was negative half a Bitcoin for the buy, and then once you've sold it, it'll say positive 0.6 or whatever it might be, depending on the percentage that you actually made on that coin. If those orders disappear off the list, sometimes they don't stay in there forever, so if they do disappear, you can load them all, and then you can do an export as well to like an Excel spreadsheet, do a bit of tweaking from there to kind of work out some graphs or whatever you want to do. So up the top you'll have your open orders, so if you place an order and it hasn't been filled yet, it'll sit in there. You can also cancel it from there at any stage once you've placed that order, and it'll give you all the same information, like what you've actually tried to put a order on, if it's the market, how much, at what price, and it'll just sit in there until it's filled, and then once it's filled it'll move down into the completed part down the bottom. So a lot of this stuff in the labs is actually all under it's all being set up at the moment, so there's not really much you can do from these ones just yet, and I haven't really gone into them too much, so I'm going to skip past those and jump into the actual markets. Now up the top you've got these two markets here to show quickly the Bitcoin market, how that's traveling. So each of these coins up here against Bitcoin, and also the US dollar against all those other coins. So that's where you'll see Bitcoin in there, the US dollar versus Neo, all of those different ones that you want to go through. Now that's just a quick overview. The